Welcome back to ZE Coins. Today, we're talking about the 2005 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime. Yes, you heard that right, a 1 cent dime, a coin that has skyrocketed in value, fetching prices as high as $40,300. Let's dive into the fascinating history of this coin, why it's so rare, and how it's making waves in the coin collecting world. First, let's talk about the basics. The P Mint Mark stands for the Philadelphia Mint, one of the key mints that produces coins for the United States. Typically, the Philadelphia Mint is known for producing large quantities of coins, especially dimes. So, what's so special about the 2005 P dime? The 2005 P dime wasn't initially thought of as anything extraordinary when it was minted. The coin bears the familiar image of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse side, a design that has been in place since 1946. The reverse features the torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and victory. What made this coin interesting is that an error occurred in the minting process, creating a dime that is far from ordinary. So, what exactly makes this coin so special? It's actually a minting error, and it's an extremely rare one at that. During the production process at the Philadelphia Mint in 2005, some dimes were mistakenly minted on a 1 cent planchet. To explain further, US dimes and pennies are struck on different metal planchets, with the dime being smaller and made of a copper-nickel blend, while the penny is larger and made of zinc-coated copper. However, due to a mishap at the mint, a small number of dimes were mistakenly struck using a penny planchet. This kind of error is known as a wrong planchet error, and it's incredibly rare. You can immediately tell something's off when you hold this coin in your hand. The size and weight of the coin are similar to a penny, yet it bears the design of a dime. These minting errors are a dream come true for coin collectors, because they represent a quirky mistake in a process that is otherwise highly automated and precise. Now, let's get into the really exciting part. How much is this coin actually worth? A coin like this isn't just an ordinary collector's item, it's extremely rare. Most error coins only make it out into circulation by sheer accident, and often, they go unnoticed for years. In the case of the 2005 P dime on a penny planchet, only a few have been discovered, and the rarity of this error has caused the value to skyrocket. As of today, a 2005 P dime struck on a 1 cent planchet in mint condition can be worth up to $40,300 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, a coin that originally had a face value of just 10 cents is now worth as much as a luxury car or a down payment on a house. The reason behind this astronomical value is simple, it's the rarity and condition of the coin. Coins that are graded in the top tiers, like MS-65 or higher, by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can fetch tens of thousands of dollars. Some coins may not reach quite that high, but even coins in slightly lower grades are still worth a small fortune. Alright, so how can you tell if you've struck gold, or rather, copper? Here are some key things to look for in your own change jar that might indicate you've got a 2005 P Mint Mark dime struck on a 1 cent planchet. The most noticeable difference is the color. A regular dime is silvery in color, whereas the 2005 P error dime will have a copper color, just like a penny. This is because it was struck on a copper planchet. The error coin will be slightly larger than a normal dime and will weigh about 2.5 grams, which is the standard weight of a penny. A normal dime weighs about 2.27 grams, so the weight difference, though small, is significant. A regular dime has reeded edges, those little vertical grooves along the edge. But because the error coin was struck on a penny planchet, it will likely have smooth edges or an unusual combination of reeding and smooth sections. You'll see the P mint mark below Roosevelt's neck, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. If you notice these features on your coin, it's time to get it professionally graded. Even if it's not in perfect condition, it could still be worth a significant amount of money. Error coins have been growing in popularity among collectors, and the market for them is booming. The rarity of these coins combined with the fascinating history behind their production makes them incredibly desirable. The demand for error coins like the 2005 P dime struck on a 1 cent planchet is particularly high. Coins with notable minting errors, especially those that are rare, are often put up for auction and can attract intense bidding wars. As more collectors become aware of this coin, it's likely that prices could continue to rise even further in the future. So, if you think you found one, this might be the perfect time to get it appraised. So there you have it, the fascinating story of the 2005 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime, an error coin that went from being worth 10 cents to a whopping $40,300. This little coin is a perfect example of how something seemingly small can turn into a massive collector's item with the right mix of rarity and intrigue. We've got an absolutely fascinating story to share with you. We're talking about the 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin that's worth a staggering $30,300. That's right, a coin you might have thought was just pocket change is making serious waves in the collector's market. So if you're curious to learn more about this coin's backstory, its rarity, and why it's so incredibly valuable, stick around. This is going to be an interesting one. Let's get started. To start off, let's clear up exactly what we're talking about. A 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin might sound confusing at first. After all, you don't usually associate a cent with a dime, right? That's part of what makes this coin so unique. The P Mint mark refers to the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the main U.S. mint facilities responsible for producing coins for circulation. Normally, pennies and dimes are two different coins with distinct designs and denominations. A cent is worth 1 penny, while a dime is worth 10 cents. However, this particular coin is a rare minting error. For some reason, a small batch of these coins was struck with the P Mint mark, typically reserved for dimes, even though the coin itself resembles a penny. It's this combination of error and rarity that makes the 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin incredibly valuable. Now, let's dive into how this coin even came to be. Minting errors are not unheard of. In fact, they're often the result of mechanical mistakes, worn-out dies, or even human error during the coin production process. But the fact that a 1 cent coin, or penny, was mistakenly struck with a P Mint mark meant for dimes is a significant error. Coin dies are essentially metal stamps that are used to strike the design onto a coin blank. In this case, there may have been a mix-up at the Philadelphia Mint where a die meant for dimes was used on penny blanks. Normally, pennies don't have a mint mark from Philadelphia, only dimes do. This small mistake led to a small batch of 2018 pennies with the P mark being created. Only a very small number of these coins were produced before the error was caught, which is part of why they're so valuable today. These types of errors can sometimes go unnoticed for a while, only to be discovered by sharp-eyed collectors or even by chance. One of the most important factors in determining the value of a coin is its rarity. In the world of coin collecting, the fewer examples of a coin that exist, the more collectors are willing to pay for it. This is especially true when it comes to minting errors like the 2018 P penny dime hybrid. So just how rare is this coin? Well, it's estimated that only a very limited number of these coins made it into circulation. Most coins are caught by the mint and destroyed before they ever leave the facility, but every now and then, some manage to slip through the cracks and make their way into people's hands. If you happen to come across one of these 2018 P Mint mark error coins, consider yourself extremely lucky. The chances of finding one are slim to none, but that hasn't stopped collectors from eagerly searching for them. Let's get to the part you're all here for. Why is this coin worth over $30,000? There are a few factors at play here. As we mentioned earlier, rarity is a huge factor. Since only a small number of these coins were produced, collectors are willing to pay a premium to own one. It's the same reason why a rare painting or a unique artifact can fetch such high prices at auctions. Condition is another key factor. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition will always be worth more than those that have been heavily circulated or damaged. If you have a 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin in excellent condition, you could be looking at a value in the tens of thousands of dollars. The demand for error coins is surprisingly high in the numismatic community. Coin collectors are constantly searching for unique and rare pieces to add to their collections, and a mint error like this one is a prized possession. This strong demand drives up the price, making it even more valuable. As of now, the market value of this coin is around $30,300, but this figure can fluctuate based on market conditions and the overall demand from collectors. Auction houses and online platforms like eBay have seen these coins sell for astonishing amounts. For example, a high-quality 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin recently fetched over $30,000 at auction. That's the kind of money that can be life-changing for someone who finds one of these in their change jar or tucked away in an old collection. Keep in mind that not all error coins are worth the same. If your coin is heavily worn or damaged, it might not be worth as much. However, even in less than perfect condition, these coins can still command impressive prices. If you think you've come across a 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin, here are a few things to check for. Look at the obverse, heads, side of the coin and check for the P Mint mark just below the date. Normally, pennies don't have a mint mark from Philadelphia, so this is your first clue that you might have a rare error coin. Dimes and pennies are made from different metals and have slightly different weights. If your coin weighs closer to a penny than a dime, you could have an error coin on your hands. Be sure of your coin's authenticity and condition. It's always a good idea to have it graded by a professional coin grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation. They'll be able to give you an accurate assessment of the coin's condition and value. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 2018 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin and why it's worth a small fortune. If you're a coin collector, or even if you're just someone who's curious about rare finds, this is one coin to keep an eye out for. You never know, that change in your pocket might just be worth a whole lot more than you think. We're diving deep into one of the more unique coins out there that has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike, the 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin. Yes, you heard that right. This coin, often overlooked, has gained significant attention recently for its unusual characteristics and skyrocketing value in today's market. And believe it or not, some are worth as much as $50, $300, so, grab your magnifying glass, and let's explore the mystery and value behind this fascinating coin. In 1987, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of dimes as part of the regular U.S. coinage system. For those who don't know, the P Mint mark signifies that this coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is one of the major minting facilities in the United States. The dime design featured on the obverse and an olive branch, torch, and oak branch on the reverse, typical of Roosevelt dimes. Now, you might be thinking, what makes this coin so special? After all, millions of these were minted, right? Yes, but here's where the story gets interesting. A small batch of these coins appears to have minting errors or unusual features that make them highly valuable to collectors today. This has to do with double striking, off-centering, and even the rare possibility of a coin struck on a different planchet than intended. Errors like these are incredibly rare and can drive up the price significantly. So, why has the value of some of these 1987 P Mint Mark dimes soared to jaw-dropping amounts like $50, $300? The answer lies in the rarity of these minting errors and the current demand for error coins. Numismatics, or coin collecting, is a hobby where scarcity plays a significant role in determining the price. The more unique a coin, the more collectors are willing to pay for it. The 1987 P Mint Mark dime is no exception to this rule. Some coins from this minting batch feature errors such as misaligned dies, off-center strikes, and even a coin like this, featuring such errors, is not something you'll find every day. It's believed that only a few hundred of these error coins may exist, and their rarity has driven collectors into a frenzy. That's why some of these coins have sold for as much as $50,000 at auction in recent years. The highest recorded auction sale for a 1987 P Mint Mark dime error coin was $50, $300. The coin in question had multiple minting errors, including being struck on the wrong planchet. Coins with striking errors can often fetch incredibly high prices when they hit the auction block, and this particular sale stunned even seasoned numismatists. Minting errors have fascinated coin collectors for centuries. Sometimes, due to human error or machine malfunction, coins leave the mint with imperfections or irregularities that make them distinct from the normal circulation. These errors could include things like, on a penny blank, in the case of the 1987 P Mint Mark dime, these errors are particularly sought after because they occurred in a year with relatively high minting standards, making the errors even more surprising. It's like finding a needle in a haystack. Now, you're probably wondering, how do you know if you have one of these rare and valuable 1987 P Mint Mark dimes in your possession? Let's break down a few key things to look for. The Philadelphia Mint Mark will be a P on the front of the coin. If your dime has this, you're off to a good start. Use a magnifying glass to carefully examine the coin for any noticeable mint errors. Look for signs like double striking, off-centering, or die cracks. If you find any anomalies, you could be holding a rare error coin. Point 3. Planchet issues. If your 1987 P dime appears thicker, thinner, or looks like it was struck on a different type of metal, such as copper, which is used for pennies, you may have a coin struck on the wrong planchet. Coin condition plays a big role in its value. A mint state or uncirculated coin will always fetch a higher price than one that's been in circulation and has wear or damage. The most valuable coins are usually those that have never been used as currency. Remember, a certified coin grader can also help authenticate and grade your coin to give you a better idea of its market value. If you believe you have one of these error coins, it might be worth sending it to a professional for evaluation. Now that we've covered the history and identification process, let's talk about what you're probably most interested in, ***, current market value ***. As of today, the value of a 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin in average condition is between $1,000 and $3,000 depending on the severity of the mint error and the coin's condition. However, rare coins in mint state with unique errors have fetched prices over $50,000 at auction.so. Where can you sell a coin like this? Here are a few options. Websites like eBay and Heritage Auctions have been the go-to platforms for selling valuable coins. You can either sell the coin directly or consign it to an auction house. Attending coin shows allows you to network with collectors and dealers who might be interested in purchasing your rare coin. Reputable coin dealers can offer you a fair price, especially if you're looking for a quick sale without the hassle of an auction. So, there you have it, folks. The 1987 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin is more than just a tiny piece of change. It could be a $50,000 treasure sitting in your coin jar right now. If you think you have one of these coins, be sure to have it inspected because you could be holding on to a small fortune. We're talking about a coin that has stirred quite a bit of excitement recently, the 1985 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime coin. Now, you may be wondering, how can something as small as a dime be worth a massive $60,300? Well, stick around because we're going to break down the history, value, and the fascinating story behind this coin. Let's start with a little background. The 1985 P dime was minted in Philadelphia, as indicated by the P Mint mark right below the year. But wait, what's this about a 1 cent dime? Well, here's where the story gets interesting. During the mid-1980s, the United States Mint produced millions of dimes, but errors do happen occasionally, and that's what makes certain coins so valuable. Now, typically, dimes feature Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse and the torch, olive branch, and oak branch on the reverse. But in 1985, a handful of dimes were minted with a unique error involving the 1 cent denomination being struck on the dime planchet. Yes, you heard that right. The U.S. Mint accidentally struck a coin that combined elements from the 1 cent denomination with the design of a dime, making this particular coin extremely rare and highly sought after by collectors. And in the world of numismatics, rare errors can lead to incredible value. The 1985 P Mint Mark 1 cent dime is one of a kind. Error coins are often considered the holy grail of coin collecting because of how few are ever found. The fact that only a small batch of these error dimes was ever produced makes it an incredibly rare find. Collectors will pay top dollar for a coin that has been well preserved, and this 1985 error coin is no exception. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, that are in excellent condition can fetch exponentially higher prices. This coin represents a unique period in U.S. minting history. Errors like this serve as reminders of the manual and machine-driven processes involved in coin production and how even the smallest mistake can create something of immense value. Now, let's talk numbers. Recently, this rare 1985p mint Mark 1 cent dime made headlines when one of these error coins was sold at auction for a whopping $60,300. That's right, a single dime fetching tens of thousands of dollars. But how did it get there? Collectors and investors alike are always on the lookout for rare, error coins like this one. As of 2024, the value for a well-preserved example can easily be in the $50,000 to $60,000 range, depending on its grade. Of course, a coin in pristine condition, with little wear and tear, will sell for more. If you happen to have one of these coins, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, what should you do if you think you might have one of these valuable error coins? First, check the following. Make sure you see the P mint mark, indicating it was minted in Philadelphia. This is crucial for identifying the 1985 version of the error coin. Look closely for any signs of error in the strike. The 1 cent denomination mixed with the dime's design is the telltale sign. The better condition your coin is in, the more likely it is to fetch a high price. If you suspect you have the rare 1985 error coin, it's worth having it professionally graded. The 1985p mint Mark 1 cent dime is a fascinating piece of coin history, and its value has skyrocketed over the years due to its unique error. If you're lucky enough to find one of these in your collection or come across one, it could be worth an incredible sum of money, with prices reaching over $60,300 in today's market. We have something truly extraordinary. We're talking about the 1981 D mint Mark 1 cent, no, not a penny, a dime. And guess what? One of these coins recently sold for an incredible $70,300. You heard that right, over $70,000 for a simple dime. How is that possible? Stick around because today we're going to dive into the fascinating history, the mystery behind this rare coin, and how you can identify if you have one of these treasures lying around. To understand why this 1981 D mint Mark dime is so special, we first need to take a look at its history. In 1981, the United States Mint was producing millions of dimes as part of the standard Roosevelt Dime series. The D mint mark signifies that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which was responsible for producing a significant portion of the nation's coinage. Now, the 1981 D dime was initially considered just another coin in the regular circulation, nothing out of the ordinary. But as we'll soon find out, a very specific error occurred during production that changed everything. Alright, here's where things get really interesting. This 1981 D dime is part of a rare group of coins known as error coins. These are coins that were mistakenly minted with some sort of flaw, and collectors go absolutely wild for them. The specific error that makes the 1981 D dime so valuable is what's called a misstrike or double die error. Essentially, during the minting process, the coin's design was imprinted twice but not perfectly aligned. This can cause certain elements of the coin, such as the lettering, date, or even the portrait of Roosevelt, to appear doubled or distorted. These errors were not common, and many of these coins were removed from circulation. However, a few managed to slip through unnoticed, and that's where the real treasure lies. So, how can you tell if you have a 1981 D dime that could be worth a small fortune? Here are the key things you'll want to look out for. First, make sure the dime has a D mint mark below the year 1981. This indicates it was minted in Denver. Using a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, closely inspect the date, 1981, the letters in Liberty, and the words, "In God We Trust." If you notice any doubling or overlapping in these areas, that's a major red flag that you might have an error coin. Look for any unusual distortions or misalignments on Roosevelt's face or the details around his hair and ear. If your coin matches these descriptions, congratulations. You might be holding one of the most valuable dimes in existence. Now, you're probably wondering, how did a small dime become worth $70,300? The answer lies in the world of coin collecting and numismatics. Era coins, especially those from popular series like the Roosevelt Dime, are highly sought after by collectors. The rarity of the 1981 D double die era, combined with its historical significance, makes it incredibly valuable. One of these coins was sold at auction for a whopping $70,300 because it was in exceptional condition. Condition, or grade, plays a huge role in determining the value of any coin. Coins that have been well preserved, showing no signs of wear, are worth significantly more. The specific 1981 D dime that sold at auction was graded as MS68, meaning it was almost in perfect mint condition. Let's quickly talk about coin grading, because this is crucial if you're serious about determining the value of any coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, flawless coin. That $70,300 sale. It was for an MS68 coin, which is just 2 points shy of a perfect grade. The higher the grade, the more you can expect to get at auction or when selling to a collector. Okay, so what's the current market value for the 1981 D-era dime? As of today, coins like this can still fetch a range of prices depending on their condition. If you think you have a valuable coin, it's essential to get it professionally graded by a reputable service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Once graded, you can sell it through auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or even online platforms like eBay, where rare coins attract a lot of attention. So, there you have it. The incredible story of the 1981 D Mint Mark dime, a coin worth more than $70,000. If you're passionate about coin collecting or just curious to see if you have hidden treasure in your change jar, it's time to start looking closely at those dimes. Video is going to blow your mind. We're talking about a very special 1977 Roosevelt dime, one without a mint mark, that's been known to sell for over $80,000. Yes, you heard that right, a single 10-cent coin potentially worth $80,000. So, what makes this dime so special? How do you know if you have one? And what's the history behind it? Stick around because we're going to cover all of this, and by the end of the video, you might want to check your pocket change. Let's start with some quick history about the Roosevelt dime. The dime we're all familiar with today was introduced in 1946, designed to honor the late President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who had passed away the previous year. The design, created by sculptor John R. Sinek, featured Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, front, and a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch on the reverse, back. For over 70 years, this design has remained largely unchanged, and millions of dimes are produced each year by the U.S. Mint. But, as with any long-running series, some rare varieties and errors have slipped through, and that's where our 1977 no-mint mark dime comes into play. Before we dive into the 1977 dime, let's talk about what a mint mark is. A mint mark is a small letter that indicates which U.S. Mint facility produced the coin. For dimes, these marks typically appear to the right of the date on the coin's obverse. Most dimes from the 1970s bear either a D or an S mint mark, while coins struck in Philadelphia after 1980 typically have a P. But here's where it gets interesting: dimes produced in Philadelphia before 1980 didn't have a mint mark at all. So why is a 1977 dime with no mint mark so special if dimes from Philadelphia weren't supposed to have a mint mark anyway? Now we come to the star of today's show, the 1977 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark. You might be thinking, wait, if Philadelphia dimes didn't have a mint mark back then, why is this so rare? Here's the twist: in 1975, the San Francisco Mint started producing proof coins, coins made with extra care and designed specifically for collectors. Proof coins typically have a higher level of detail and a shiny, mirror-like finish. These proof coins were supposed to carry an S mint mark, indicating they were made in San Francisco, but somehow, a small number of 1,977 proof dimes were struck without the S mint mark, making these error coins extremely rare. A quick side note: how can you tell if a dime is a regular one or a proof coin? Proof coins, as we mentioned earlier, have a much shinier surface and more detail than regular dimes. They're also struck multiple times to give that extra crisp detail, and they're usually sold in special sets for collectors rather than being circulated like normal coins. So, if you have a 1977 dime without a mint mark, the first thing you need to determine is whether it's a regular Philadelphia dime or one of these that mistakenly left the San Francisco Mint without its mint mark. Now, how did this error happen? Well, it's believed that a mint worker either forgot to place the mint mark on the die or used an old die that didn't have the S on it. These types of minting errors are incredibly rare, especially on proof coins, which are usually made with much stricter quality control than regular circulation coins. This little mistake, however, made a handful of dimes without the mint mark slip through into proof sets, and they became some of the most sought-after dimes in modern US coin history. Okay, let's get to the part that everyone's curious about. How much are these dimes worth? The value of a 1977 no mint mark Roosevelt dime has skyrocketed over the years, especially as coin collectors have recognized just how rare they are. The current market value for one of these coins in pristine, proof condition can range anywhere from $25,000 to over $80,000, depending on its condition and the demand at the time of sale. In fact, one of these coins sold at auction for $300. That's right, a dime worth 80 grand. And while these prices might fluctuate, the fact that these coins are so rare means their value is likely to continue to rise over time. If your 1977 dime meets these criteria, you might have struck gold, or should I say silver. It's also worth noting that this isn't the only case of valuable no mint mark coins. The 1975 and 1983 Roosevelt dimes also had similar no mint mark errors, and these coins can also fetch a pretty penny at auction. To wrap things up, the 1977 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark is one of the most valuable modern era coins you can find. If you're a collector, or if you just want to check your coin collection or proof sets, keep an eye out for this rare dime, and who knows, that little piece of pocket change could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coins, and let us know in the comments if you find anything interesting. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe for more content on rare coins, and click the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.